And now, a word from our sponsors.
Yo, is that a mic, y'all? Kicking the kids, y'all. DJ Spin on the track like this is where the story begins. DJ Spin cuts like the wind when I'm here controlling the pen. Never bowling, he be holding it in. With the crossfader, he's the boss player. Snatch his soul when he spins, let our foes come in. We don't back down from a track. In the background is my homegirl Jen, aka Jeannie, the beat girl. When you see she moving to the beat, windmill super speedy, fast like a bullet pass you. If she had to, don't get it gas you. She's the flash when she pass you. A jazzy, they call her the pop lock. Strong like a knock, she'll knock you out your socks tops. Her dreadlocks will leave you dazed at the beat plays. She will amaze, try and step in, you get played. Center stage, you ain't afraid in the battle. My boy Arrow will wear you out like an apparel. Weathers paint a mark on my dude, he's getting at you. Cold can't control, leave you frozen like a statue. Last but not least, in all my splendor, I make them see it hit the road just like a bender. I'm coming for the summers, I murdered them up for June. Like the Biggie tune, black suits fill the room. Check out the best rapper, I bet you I do him. Like the beat moving, you act as I ruin. Kicking the kids, you dig, that's the name. We here to save the day, the superheroes of the game. Yeah. K-I-K.
That's right, y'all. You are now rocking with the best. This is the Top 5 Dead or Alive podcast with Oxnfree and CALLYROC.
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
yes, y'all. Peace to the planet. You are now rocking with the best. This is the Top 5 Dead or Alive podcast. I am your host, Oxnfree, along with my brother, no other than the humble, gracious
again.
brother right there.
Back again.
What's your name, homie?
No humble. Mr. Callahan.
That's right.
Cal Doggy. Calligraphy on the set. You're now rocking with the best.
Yes.
And it is with great pleasure that we have one of the alumni. You understand what I'm saying? Urban
That's right.
alumni with us here today.
That's right. That's right.
The incomparable.
Right.
Yes.
The visionary.
Yes.
Mr. Jeffrey Gamble.
Yes.
Yeah, what's up?
Please, girl.
What's up, Pete? What's up, Pete? What's up, audience?
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
to be on board, to be on the show.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean,
This is a treat.
This
is a treat.
This is a treat for for myself as well, for the whole experience, and nothing better than going back to the original where we were just visionaries to looking forward to the existence of life, and got through the pains and the hassles of life, and here now.
It's a blessing that we all here, man.
Absolutely.
It's a blessing that we all here. All the bullshit going on right now.
For
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good look.
So on to the topic for today, we're going to be talking about top 5 album covers of all time, because we're grateful to have our guest, who is esteemed photographer, visionary, direct.
Hey,
tell us a little bit about yourself, my brother, so for our audience to know who in fact is Mr. Jeffrey Gamble, aside from being our alumni from Irving.
Oh,
absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, humbly, I must say, I'm Mr. Jeff, going JG. Sometimes you call me Mr. Gamble. I mean, pretty much, I am a visual creator. Now it's called content creator as well.
Oh yes.
Okay.
One of the best. Best in the game.
Pretty much been in the business. I started out, doing the photography aspect, straight from high school, from like 10th grade. And I literally, when I got involved, I just fell in love with it, and I've been doing it since then. in my life, and literally that's all I do. Throughout the years, there's nothing, that I love more, and like literally, I mean, over the years I did a couple different things, but mainly photography. So primarily, I worked within the industry within the last 20 years or so, creating images for like publicity, marketing, a little advertising, some PR. Got to work with a quite number of celebrities out there. Got a nice little list under my belt, and a lot of it wasn't always like album covers per se, but you got the opportunity to work with them 5 hours or whatever the case may be for a variety of situations. Industry, you could work with celebrities and work on levels. If you can advertising, that shit in an ad commercial, or sometimes you could be featured in publication, or sometimes you do direct label with the label where you're dealing with the album packaging and sorts of that nature. I mean, I pretty much came from like the fashion background as well, working with a lot of models. So a lot of the work that I was doing with the models, and I was putting all my energy and creativity into that, is what gave me the foundation for point. Loving hip hop, loving reggae. But man, I wasn't really feeling the hip hop vibe, the crap. Like, and I'm coming from different thing, and then the whole entourage and that. And God working in a mysterious way, because they say what you run from is what you run to. So right. So I was like not really focusing on that, but God made a way where that was kind of happening for me. So what I ended up started doing throughout the time, I just was working with the models and stuff like that, creating the images to help them with the visuals and create the image, so other clients could really jump on board with them. And literally, I never really went to work with no, I never really like dropping off the book, the traditional aspect. Somehow they reached my doorstep, and that was like from pure. From working with Biggie was one of my first, through connections of people, but it was never really through like I really went looking through the label or the man. Like
it's word of mouth.
Yeah, it was word of mouth. Like 80% of my work was like word of mouth. But like I tell people, a lot of that came out of like putting the energy into the work. So I'll just give you a little bit of a list of 5 that I throughout the process that people, I felt and people felt like, it was amazing. Like Biggie was one of my first. Prior to that, I had did some stuff with the Apollo Theater, BB and CC Whining. So you go from like, but the core stronger work was stuff related to Biggie, DMX. Then, Biggie led to Usher. Usher led to like DMX. So then you had like Cisco and some of the acts, mainly like late 90s acts, a lot of hip hop R&B type of thing. So and then it led to like Faith Evans type imagery, like, and then some Faith Evans stuff was like album packaging stuff.
Nah, I've seen your work, brother, man. Like,
yes.
I don't know, your eye, you got a crazy eye. I was looking at that Faith Evans, some of the work, the photography you did with her, and it's like damn, yo. And I'm talking about like black and white. This guy's just, able to capture, it's just the angles and the, the expressions and stuff like that, man. Phenomenal work, my brother, man. You know what I mean?
Now, for some reason, it seemed like I was muted. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, yeah. But I mentioned that because we came from a school that we were in good hands, good people looking out for us, really giving us a drive to really believe in ourselves. And I loved it because it wasn't really only like our own making that happen. We had a lot of people there that was not of our own.
That's
and I had to have a little discussion with that with my daughter as well, and keep it real with her. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the people you least expect that will come to your help, or help boost you is not who you think. So have love for everybody. You know what I'm saying? No matter what's going on out there. You know what I'm saying?
That's
because
true.
like
That's true.
Foundation, the people that you think is close in your camp might be hating on you on a different level. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just because of how you smile or how you just your progression. But you know, it's just the idea of keep on going, and it's just so nice to see where we came from when we're still doing what we're doing right now.
Yes.
Years later, because again, we had a great foundation, and that's the kind of thing, like sometimes within education, you don't be getting a lot of that right now. But I try to go give back and do my thing within certain schools, and just make sure that's continuing as well. You know, but yeah, never seeked it out. What you put into your work, it's like when you put it's like music, when you're creating music, right? Like you don't know who's gonna buy that music. When you create it, you gotta have that umph in you, that know that, you know, you put it out there and the world somehow will gravitate. But you ain't expecting that. You just create it. And that was one of the things that I was watching DMX Memorial yesterday a little bit, and Nas came on and said something so deep, because that resonated with me for a minute, and that forever changed my life. And I'm gonna share it here. Nas was like, "Yo, I work with DMX on Belly, right? One of the movies that now DMX, Nas was already on. Certain other acts, you know, Jada Kissing was already on, so DMX was about to be on. Now I'll tell you something that really changed my life. I remember being in one room one time when we were in some downtime, but we were waiting for him to go back on set. So I'm there just like listening, because I'm like, you know, I was about like 21 then or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
And this is on the set of what? Belly? Okay.
On the set of Belly, Uptown. Right. One of the that day I work with him and Meth. And I remember DMX being in that room, right? He's like, yo, watch what I'm about to do to them next year, man. Yo, wait till what's the streets? Brothers, let me tell you something. 1 year later, that was before when my dogs came out. Yeah, like Nas was saying, his album was not even on the streets yet.
It wasn't even out yet.
It was not even out.
Yeah.
Right? And this was like July. This was 1 year prior to the shit hitting like out there where my dogs at. Like, yo, when that shit hit the streets and I saw the response, my brother, that gave me a certain kind of confidence till this day that changed my life. Because I was like, I remember them dudes. I remember that. It's like, if them dudes could do what they do, and I remember, like, you know, and forever it has stayed with me, my brothers. And that energy, I ain't gonna lie to you, I try to put it within me, and I try to share with other people. And it's that mustard seed of faith you have to have, because in the beginning, people don't be really, I mean, they'll have people that come on board and be like, yeah, he hot, you know, it's good. And sometimes, you know, sometimes you gotta have not the ego aspect of, I know my shit is hot, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna hit the streets. There's something about that love that you put in that goes out
passion,
there.
That fire.
Anyway, and then people then respond to that. You know, because so that's something
people can tell. People can tell. You know,
they can tell the real. They can tell the real.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So like that's one thing I could share. And you know, I look back to this moment, and then I got to work with DMX after too, with like his family, and you know, later on different projects, being managed by different situations. One time we came in the studio, I'm eating from the same plate as X. Real talk, like, cause he had the same birth, like he December born. And it was funny, like even one time I was doing a shoot, right? So I'm waiting for his wife to come through. It took mad long, like 7 hours in the studio. And this was right across the street from FIT. And I remember being at FIT saying, damn, I want to work in that studio one day. Anyway, I ended up working there. And that's the same studio them dudes came in, you know? And
let me ask you something. Was he like, hey, yo, Jeff, you've been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. What's good? Did he do that? I'm saying you're hogging the food. Like my nigga, stop hogging the food.
Yeah, he was like that. You see, exactly like that. He was like that. Because he didn't really know me personally. He'd be like, yo, let's get it on, and no talking. Yo, let's make this happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
hey, you
I'm
guys
hungry,
do some
man.
good DMX.
Yo, some crazy shit. And other things, you know, happened on that day, that second time in the studio. But I didn't really have 100% facts with that, but it was a situation that was made a history. But the manager later came back and told me, it was something about when X and Ja Rule was having beef or back and forth. Ja Rule sent some dudes to the studio.
Yeah,
I seen 3 dudes come to the studio, right? So I opened the door. I know they ain't part of our shoot. So I opened the door. I'm like, what does these dudes want? So I played it off a little bit. I let them get the little corner, you know, the little escape. I'll tell you, I wish I had the phone cameras like they got now to record everything. That's one thing I wish I could have done a little bit more, just record some of more of my experiences. But anyway, what happened was that day was Ja Rule sent some information saying, yo, like that word you got out there was saying, you know, we gay and rappers, like fake rappers or gay rappers, yo, that needs to stop. Wow. So the manager later on told me, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what went down. But I didn't really know what was the facts and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the story was deep, man. Like, you know,
you was in the middle of some beef that was trying.
Yeah. As it's happening. Yeah.
Because I know something was like up because the dude wasn't smiling when they came. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but X's ex, Swiss Beats was there because that was before he was married to Alicia. So he was there humbly and shit like that. And even his uncle, I think his uncle was up, you know, a few of them. And then later on, I got to also work on another project with like Rough Riders and Juan and Dean and them, who really helped manage him. Because Juan and Dean, Juan and Siobhan used to own Rough Riders, so that's like two brothers and one sister.
Right.
So pretty much is they the one that's Swiss Beats' aunt and uncle. So that's how, you know. So yeah, man. But yeah, that experience, my brother. Now, you know, I obviously, as you know, each experience is different because I can give you some more experiences. One time I was working with Ron Isley and shit, like same studio, same room. But Ron Isley was something different. That's the realest of street.
That's the OG right there.
That's the real. I didn't know that. I thought the dude, right, listening to R&B. I thought the dude is like, you know, like soft spoken.
No,
dude.
This is the guy who made Twist and Shout. No.
Yeah. That's the real.
Yeah, he saw it all. He did it all, saw it all.
Exactly. Yeah. One thing, you know, I'll just say one thing. I'll just share before I forget the thought. One thing Ron Isley dropped on me though, that again made a memory to this day in my brain. Because what happened was I was doing something for a fur company. He had a fur line. So what we'll do, we'll organize a shoot for like 8 hours and then have intervals of like 30-minute interviews. So BBC came in, maybe BET came in. So every time I'll do an hour shoot or like 45 minutes, and I'll give them the time to do their thing. So what I always do, I'll go Snoop dropped. I'll just go next to them and listen to what they're talking about. But one thing he said, right, that all of us could take care. He told me, and I just factually checked that. I was reading something recently and came to reality. He said he said Marvin Gaye and Jimi Hendrix used to sleep on his floors. Or sometimes they used to sleep on floors before they did shows and everything. And then they grew up, passed away, and he's still here.
Wow.
Right? Now, that right there made something to my brain because what happened is, you know, obviously Marvin Gaye, you know, was doing his thing, very talented. I mean, he loved the white, he loved different things. Jimmy was around a lot of different elements. And I was just reading a book there about Jimmy interviews, like a list of interviews, like a compilation. And sure enough, he was talking about how he used to sleep on floors in the South. We used to open for acts. And he used to sleep, rats used to like run over him and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because he used to open up for Little Richard. Jimi Hendrix and shit like that, you know? So that now, 15 years later, connected to what Ron Isley was saying.
What he was saying,
Yeah, he was like, them dudes used to sleep on the floor and like they got so famous and they so
it's like
famous.
You heard confirmation of it.
Exactly. Again, so what that made me think about, right? To our audience and to everything and to us, we are only what we are. Big is only in the head. What you produce and what you put out there in the world to affect others is what really matters. It ain't about like all the other, you know, the other stuff. Like, you know, it's really what is what you know you're talented to do, that you're able to touch lives. So what are you giving back? You're making music to touch, you know, and you know, man. But as we go, but I want you guys to talk a little because, you know, each situation is different. I mean, I have a Pac issue, a Tupac vibe.
Well, I mean, we listen. the audience and including us as the host, we are loving these stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a look into the window of creativity, of creators. And it's good to know that we all share those common thoughts, conversations, struggles, you know what I mean, and learning lessons. You know what I mean?
Man.
What are you about to say about Pac?
Yo, Pac was deep too. Like, cause and you know what's funny? I worked with Pac in like 90. It must have been like 94, right? Yeah. 1 year after we graduated.
Fresh out,
fresh out of high school. God dang.
Yeah. So listen, I'm young. I'm aggressive in the game. Like I was assisting those days. Those days wasn't my own job. Pac wasn't my own shoot, but he did come the day after they sentenced him. They found him not guilty. So basically, I was gearing up to work on a project for Fubu, right? So there's another photographer that was working in the city. I was young, and I went up there like about 9 o'clock. He was supposed to show up about 10, and we are supposed to have like 5 hours with him, 10 to about like 5 or 6 or whatever. But the court hearing delayed the process.
You're right.
So you know, then I'm hearing in the news, yeah, he found not guilty for the rape charge or whatever. All right, boom, he comes to the studio, he shows up. So guess what happens? So he shows up, right? So he's like, so I meet him, you know, we jam, we pound each other and shit like that. So he sends me and buy 2 blunts, 2 blunts and a wife, well, they call it wife beater now. I think it was 2 t-shirts, 2 white t-shirts and 2 blunts. I'll never forget, a pair of socks, something like that. I think we wanted to do like them at that era, a lot of people was rocking like t-shirts and wife beater. Now, the funny thing about that story is I was scheduled to go on a project with Axel the next day to Chicago, right? Where I later got to work with Rosa Parks, that literally that next couple of days. So I had to leave Pac. I couldn't stay there longer than, if he had came early at 10 in the morning, I would have been there the whole time with him. You know what I'm saying? But I only got a chance to work with him the end of the project because I had to work on some other personal stuff to catch my flight the next day. So the shoot continued. They worked from like 6 to 12 at night, but I had to leave the studio about like 7. So by the time she showed up about 5, and I had to leave about 7:30. But that was my only physical experience that I got to meet with that brother, man. And like my brother, I'll tell you, you know, these things happen in your life, and you look back now, and you appreciate them like now, later.
Of course.
On a different level, you know what I'm saying? Like coming from humbly Crown Heights, Irving.
Yeah. And don't forget, before this photography stuff, Jeff was a damn troublemaker, you know. Jeff was I ain't forget. Before Jeff got hip to the photography, Jeff was a damn troublemaker, yo. Jeff was in these streets, all right?
Yeah, man. I was doing my thing. I ain't gonna lie. I came from Crown Heights.
Yeah.
Salute to Crown Heights. Fellow Crown Heights boy right here.
Franklin Avenue was real.
Yeah.
I was there. I ain't forget.
Franklin Avenue was real. So, you know, you have to hold yourself up. You have to hold the fort up. You have to kind of hold, you know, growing up was a little different. Now it's a lot different, but it's the same principle. It's just that people have a little less value for self. So they would, you know, but you know, Jeff, the game is real.
Hey, yo, Jeff, where in Crown Heights you grew up at?
I grew up on I really lived on Prospect and Classen. That's where I was living. Okay, but I used to hang out on Franklin, like literally from like Lincoln, where Biggie used to come and get weed and all that, from Lincoln to like President Street.
So
that whole area. And you know, guys, I'll tell you the funny thing is that was where a lot of negative things happened at a certain point of my life. You know, dudes running with guns, different things like that. But guess what? And I tell my kids the same thing, different individuals. Let me tell you something. When them dudes started to find out that I was doing photography, the same people that was on some negative rah-rah shit, was like, yo, where's your camera? When dudes like packing, they were like, yo, you ain't packing that. You packing your camera. They were the first people to give me jobs, literally. On some dude will come and be like, yo, I got my cousin, I got 2 females that singing. You doing photography? I need some pictures. And that's why I tell you the hood is real. And anytime they say, anytime things get a certain way, you come back to your community will take care of you. Trust me when I tell you that. And I've seen that in different phases as time went on. where things you hit the fan and you come back and you just be lying back and do the job, whatever. From them days, it's like the same negative thing came positive, and you know it resonates to the same thing what X is saying. You can get something positive through any negative situation. Is how you look at it. How you we were expected to live to like 25 sometimes, but again, when you stay focused and you stay humble and get good parents is a help too, you know. But yeah, man, a lot of that came from that era. You know, you have a lot of cats because you know you have a lot of cats that's focused, but they focus, but some of them never really knew their talent. Some of them really never knew what they really had. Because the streets is real. When the streets got you, that shit be taking you, and you don't sometimes it don't.
No, I'm saying, not to cut you. If you don't have examples around you, you gotta dig in deep to either find it or become the example. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, when these young kids don't have anything, there's no blueprint. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to even discover the stuff inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm glad that at least for the most part, you know what I'm saying, God bless you and your daughter. You know what I mean? You can instill in her those lessons. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean, like, you know, make her, you know what I mean, empower her with some of your experiences and let her, and you know what I'm saying, Ali, you know what I mean, let all our kids understand that there's another way. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There's another way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah, man.
All right, so sticking to the theme of the show, like I said, this is the top 5 albums of all time. We just gonna do a little round table one. So I'm gonna set it off with my number 5.
So wait, this is top 5 greatest album covers of all time, not just one genre, all genres, right?
Oh, you want all genres?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was hip hop, but I kept it based on research on the hip hop vibe. But
it could
I
be,
guess I'll stick.
Yeah,
I'll stick with that
right,
for now.
got you.
You know, yeah,
got you.
Because they definitely got a lot of albums out there.
I know. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah.
Boy, you're gonna be doing some editing by.
Oh man.
But you use Final Cut Pro or use
okay.
We're using Premiere.
I use iMovie, bro.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yo, that's how I started, bro.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little Final Cut Pro lately and all that, but
yeah.
It took me 8 years from iMovie to get to that.
Yeah, man. It's real user friendly, and it get, you know, I'm not directing.
It works.
You know,
It works,
video.
bro. Whatever works.
It works.
It's not about. I always tell people it's not about the program. It's not about the camera. It's about your intent. You know,
to
deliver. It's not about the pen. You know, you guys know that's not about the pencil. It's like this is what we create with the pencil.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
So come on, Ali, man.
All right. So my number 5 is De La Soul is Dead, the second album cover from the group De La Soul.
That's the one with the flower pot.
That's the one with the flower pot. That exactly the dead flowers. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone when I get a chance. But it was the sequel to the original. What was the album? The first one, 3 Feet High and Rising. Yeah,
that was the second album.
Yeah, De La Soul is Dead was the second album. Yeah, man.
I think that was kind of far in between too. I don't remember how many years it was till after that second joint. But I remember. And I was thinking about that too, man. That nearly made my list. The first album with them in the circle. Oh, right. Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, the circle. They're looking up. I think it's like I almost put that on my list too.
I almost put that on my list.
Real.
Yeah, I love that album cover because it was the symbolism was the daisies dead, and they were pretty much trying to kill the old ideas of what what everybody was trying to put on De La Soul being the hip hop hippies or whatever.
I remember.
So yeah, they came up with De La Soul,
and they used to get into a lot of fucking fights.
Oh yeah,
they was trying to break out of that like you said, out of that stigma with them being fucking hip hop hippies and shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
I remember.
Right. But you know, and it kind of makes sense because sometimes when you think about it, like when you think about like Rick Rubin and like the type of dude he is, he's a kind of hippie kind of dude, like, and like if you look at some of the talent he worked with, and like, you know, Def Jam really was supposed to be a rock and roll label. Y'all know that, right? Def Jam wasn't supposed to be, you know, wasn't supposed to be only hip hop. It's because Russell came on board and he had the influence of the streets, you know. So that's
okay.
along the lines.
All right. So we going from your least to your favorite. So 5 and number 1 is your favorite.
Number 1 is my favorite.
All right.
That was my number 5.
Cool. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. So look, I'm gonna go next, right?
All right.
I'm gonna go next. Jeff, you want to know? You know what? Now we're gonna make Jeff go next, man. He's the guest.
You make me go?
Yeah, you're the guest, brother.
That's what's up. Well, I had a list, but like now I look at it and I see the numbers. It's kind of hard, but they all have,
it's cool.
Have their own. Yeah, one of my number top 5 I love was Nas Illmatic.
Nah, yeah.
I think that's gonna be a recurring theme.
Yo,
yes.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites, and I'll tell you why. Originally, when I had started photography in Irving or whatever, I was doing a lot of double exposures of like, you know, me above I had like this illusion, like your face above the city. So I'll take pictures of the block, like the street, and then like superimpose a face, my face in the picture, or like, you know, some real art shit. So then later when that album came out, I was like, yo, that shit is dope how they did.
Yes.
They put that together, like, you know, he put his face and like the city in the background. So that was one of the reasons why I was able to connect with that on that phase of time. And then also the music, you know, it's a done deal. I mean, like, you know, the music that came from that particular album was just sick. But as far as like, I know we're going to focus a lot more on the creative visuals, you know, but that was one of the reasons why that like was one of my top 1 to 5 going down, you know?
Dope.
Yeah.
I remember Springhetti's class, man. And that picture that you painted just now, I'm talking about visually painted for the people, and the album cover, the Illmatic cover, where it's him as a child, right? And then it's the projects in the background. Let me tell you something. Ason used to do a mean, I forgot what they call that style, like superimposing or whatever.
The two negatives together,
he did a sick version of what you're talking about, boy. In the back of you know, Springhetti, you had the dark room and stuff, you know what I mean? You developed the pictures and stuff like that.
Mrs. Springhetti was the photography teacher at Washington Irving High School. Right. Everybody that's listening.
Frank fingers. He had some thick ass fingers, you know what I'm saying? And
South
but
Dakota.
He was good at what he did, you know what I'm saying? He was good at what he did, man. You know what I mean? And you mentioning that, it gave me a lot of flashbacks of seeing a lot of you guys work that you guys used to produce in that class, man. You guys were mean in that class.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, that's a dope number 5, man. I'm up next. My number 5 is Whitney Houston of her debut album.
Okay.
For the Whitney Houston album, done by a photographer named Gary Gross. And this is let me see. I can show you.
Yes.
Oh,
Super
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Say no more.
That picture right there.
Yeah.
I think that album, when the album came out, I think I was still living in St. Lucia, man.
Wow. Okay.
I think that album came out like 85 or 86.
You hit it on the head. That's 85, brother.
You see that? And guess what? I was not even living in the US yet. But I know the album. That song, that was, you know, she was worldwide.
Yes,
you know?
I love that picture. And Gary Gross, he's the guy who did he did a controversial picture of Brooke Shields back in the day, I think, for like the Calvin Klein campaigns. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I remember that.
Yeah, man. And he did that one for her. And every time I see that picture, I just love that picture of her, man. Like beautiful black woman, you know what I'm saying? and you could she just looks so pure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of think about it like if I could, if I could choose certain pictures to hang up in my house, I like that picture.
Yeah.
Let me, and I'll tell you something about, like, you said something which is, Ali, you said something, not Ali, you said something that's very interesting there, as far as when it comes to, you see how she look young, and pure. If you remember, Aaliyah, okay?
Yes.
If you remember certain other acts in the game, before the industry really get to you, that's how you be, on some really humble, pure. Sometimes, sometimes people have their own backgrounds that follow them too. But like you said, she was just so young and pure, and she probably was very young and pure, innocent. But later on, what we learned about, in addition to her music and all that, it's just sometimes, boy, I tell you, who knows, But I could imagine her being about 19. And you know who took her up, who brought her into the game 100% too, was there was another cat that worked with Alicia Keys. He has a label, and the name just can't come to the memory right now. But hopefully before
Clive
Davis.
No.
Clive Davis, right?
Clive Davis.
See why 3 minds is better than 1?
Exactly.
Clive Davis, man,
Clive.
that really gave her an opportunity.
Oh yeah,
like this is and so many other people thereafter. She was like, that was like a guru to her, like a father figure. I think
it's true.
Even later on in the career,
it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
he got a good ear. He got a good ear for talent, man. That guy's legendary.
Yeah, definitely legendary for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Arista Records, then J Records, responsible for Alicia Keys and so many people. Gave Puffy his label deal, I think, back in the day.
Really? Shit.
Word.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it ties into what Jeff was saying. A lot of times, sometimes it ain't your own that give you that opportunity. You feel what I'm saying? To be the other side.
That real. Is that real? That's why I tell love is real. Love is love. I don't know, like, I ain't trying to, of course we know what we go through. We go through the bullshit, all along the journeys. I've been through many situations, you know what I'm saying? And I saw where it was working against you and for you, because sometimes you go into positions where, like in London, where you could execute something, you come in with that New York drive, execute something like 2 days. Some other people take like 5 days. Because they're on salary or whatever, but you do an internship and you see the hate, you see shit happening, and you're like, I wasn't, but that's the opposite on the next level. But like you said, keep it real. Like a lot of opportunities come from who you are, what you are, what you put.
100%.
We gotta keep the, once you see you guys start to bring in the hate for anything, like Martin Luther King would say, and then, we say that here because we are in a point of time of our life where we could mention that a little bit. We could dabble in it a little bit. We ain't gonna stay on it, but keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are in a time right now when you're driving, you have a lot of, misconceptions of people or whatever. But like, when you have love in your heart, my brother, that goes throughout the world. And you, especially when you travel the world, it all comes back.
Yes.
100%. But yeah, man, you never know.
At that point, color don't matter. At that point, color don't matter.
Don't.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So that was a good number 5s, man. That was good number 5s, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can hear me, Ali?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Look, so we want people to chime in too with y'all opinions. You know what I'm saying? And we want everybody to give their top 5 album covers as well. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that was number 5. We're going into number 4 now. Huh?
Number 4. All right, my number 4 is from the legendary Roots Crew. The Things Fall Apart album cover.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all gonna bug out when
I did a little bit of Wikipedian, you know what I mean? For a limited time, Things Fall Apart was made available with the choice of 5 different front covers, such as the cover display a photograph taken during a riot in the civil rights era. It's a picture of black and white photo of riot police are seen chasing 2 black teens in the streets of Bed-Stuy.
Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed.
Ain't nothing changed. Yeah.
Ain't nothing
Greatest album
changed.
covers. Yeah. When I
That's a
saw
dope
that, I remember when that album came out, and I think I bought it because of that album cover. It was so
Man, I
striking.
can see that.
Yeah.
I know.
I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta know, what are they trying to convey with this as they are.
I knew that would be on your list.
Really?
I knew that would be on your list.
Wow.
No, I'm exaggerating, but I can see that on your list.
Yeah. I was.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one.
Thank you.
That photo is like, that shit stay in your brain, yo.
Exactly.
That photo stay in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So shout out to the Roots crew. What you got? Jeff, what up, brother?
So,
you up next?
So I'm gonna go up, and it's funny that you had mentioned the Roots, because on my list I end up having number 4 ended up being the Roots too. But that one, the album package was how I got over. I don't know if you remember that one, but I'm gonna share my screen. Let me see if I can share my screen.
Okay.
Share that image, because it's it's like. Hold on 1 second. I think it's gonna pop up artwork.
How I got over. I think I remember that joint.
It's a thing, running effect, silhouette of some.
Oh,
and
okay.
Is that
punch it up, Ali?
I think as I'm seeing through my
that one.
Yeah, if you could punch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
okay,
that's the one.
Nice.
We'll
That's
see
the one. I just liked it because, again, graphic. I like the concept when people with light and different aspects of graphics. And then when you look at it, when you look at the story, also what we just talked about there within the last one, again, that whole concept of like chasing your dreams, chasing our dreams, running, doing our thing, or running from the masses or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, we out here doing our thing, we always chasing something, whether it's paper, booty. And it comes a point that stops too. But, that whole concept. And when you listen to the tracks, it makes a little difference too in terms of like some of that. But as far as like focusing on the artwork itself, like, because sometimes the artwork could be dope as graphic creative people that we are, but the content is not that great. I mean, they may have like 8 tracks on it, but maybe 1 track is hot. You know what I'm saying? 1 or 2 tracks is good, but then the album cover is what makes us buy that. When you go to the store, and you see that. Is what making people, oh yeah, I remember that, and bring it home. But then you go home and it's like only 2 tracks you really love. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's sometimes 1.
Well, when you think about it, the album cover is the physique, and the music is the internal, the personality. Exactly. So you always want to try to get some, see it first and be like, oh wow, something to draw you to it. So
exactly,
I can understand why that would draw you to that one.
I'll tell you guys, sorry, Alida, I'll tell you another element that works effectively as well. When I worked in London with British L, right, I was interning out there, and they always told me the cover of the magazine is what make people buy the magazine. But the stories that you photograph or you write about inside the magazine is what make people go and subscribe. There's a big difference between buying on the newsstand and subscribing, because the way the magazine operate is through subscriptions. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily newsstand sales. So the cover always have to be the bomb. Always have to be something that people could see from afar and make them gravitate. I want to save that graphically. And then, it's the same as music. You see the cover, and then, like later on, the music then sinks in and sometimes relate to what the cover is about. So, I just thought I would drop that on there on our viewers, because we may have some creative people that'll be, or of interest, learning.
Hell
so, that was.
Hell yeah.
That was, what's up with yours?
That's a good gem you dropped right there. That's a good gem you drop right there, because, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, there's a lot of aspiring, artists out there that do watch the show. And, that's very helpful, to keep in mind. I tell a lot of people, like, when you think about visuals, you have to find a way to master conveying the message without saying anything. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a good gem you drop right there, Jeff. We on to my number 4.
Thank you, brother.
You know what I'm saying? And My number 4 is the Purple Rain album cover.
I had that on my list. I had that on my list. I said, you know what? Nah. But I had, oh, Lord.
Yeah. That's by an artist named Laura LaPuma Nash.
Bro, I not to cut your wisdom, God, but I was watching a YouTube guy talking about he went that's on a set of, I think, Universal Studios or one of them back sets. Yeah, them lots, them studio lots. That's on a studio lot. And the guy
that went back up again. Yeah, I think I think they might have been shooting the video.
Yeah.
And they shot that as part of that video project.
Yeah, Laura LaPuma Nash. That's the she was the I guess creative director for that campaign right there, or photographer. But that image right there, man, it stayed in my brain. You feel what I'm saying? Like you're seeing him with the iconic bike, and you know what time Prince is on. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, that just captures his whole, you know what I'm saying? His whole being. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been going down a Prince rabbit hole lately, just watching mad videos about Sunset Sound, the recording studio that he recorded Purple Rain, a lot of his stuff at. Man, that's an iconic cover,
genius
bro.
guy. I love hearing the old stories about Prince, you know what I'm saying, where other artists would like run into him, and you hear the mystique and stuff like that, and this guy, a main theme of his conversation, you know what I'm saying, was always business driven, and he always tried to get people to own their masters. Yeah. And I love that he used to push that on a lot of artists, man. You know what I'm saying? And he would protest it, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. To the point where he,
I don't know if you ever heard.
What's up?
Yeah, I didn't realize you didn't finish it, but I didn't really. Before I wanted to interject something I heard recently there. DMX wanted to do a some kind of collaboration with Prince one time.
Yeah,
I think Swiss Beats was saying that. I don't know if y'all heard that, but
I heard that.
You heard that, right?
So he was telling the story.
Yes, Prince. I didn't know Prince was like another. Ron Isaac kind of dude, you can keep it real and like you give it to your heart, because he was like, yo, the first thing he asked X was like, you own your masters, and X was like, he was like, I don't think he owned, and Prince was like, well, you can't do nothing with me, not until you own your shit,
right. He said that. He said that with DMX and with Nas. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and I love that him being an OG in the game, he pushed that on them. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't being negative or nothing like that. He's just like, yo, own yourself and own your work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like that.
That's a good number 4.
That was your number 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are up to number 3.
Go up to number 3.
5 Dead or Alive album covers of all time.
Yes,
and let me. I'm gonna just say mine real quick. Nas, Illmatic. That was my number 3. Yes.
I know we was gonna have doubles or triples on this list.
Yeah.
I know that.
Just, like it's so iconic. The young picture of Nas superimposed with the page in the back. That's the album, which was an amazing. If that's the appearance, and then you get the personality, which was the songs, the 10 songs. The intro being counted as one song, so it's really 9 songs, but they all were classic and dope. You couldn't ask for a better. That was truly a 5 mic album and a 5 mic album cover in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yes, I think it got 5 mics in the source. Yes.
Oh yeah, brother. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that was a key element. In terms of like execution and the whole. And a lot of the music Nas produces. I don't know a lot of you guys, for the audience as well. Maybe by now, most people probably know, but Nas, I had worked with. Well, Nas' dad was a jazz musician.
Yes.
who
right,
down.
right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? In the
Yeah.
game. So a lot of, you know,
Yeah.
I remember him saying like Nas being around the studio a lot of the time and doing different things. And, you know, a lot of what you do as a child, you get exposed to will help, you know, go on. Now, maybe that album cover, Nas didn't really design it himself, but the person that the graphic designer behind with the record label, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, sometimes you still got to approve it.
Yeah.
As the artist, you still got to be like, you know what, I like that, I don't like, you know, whatever the case.
Yeah.
But
that's a good one.
Shout out! I got a shout out to one of my neighbors, actually, a director by the name of 19. He actually did the documentary Nas Time is Illmatic. Great documentary on the Nas Illmatic album, Nas Illmatic. Shout out to 19.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my number. What was that? Number 3?
That was number 3.
Okay.
Number 3. I'm gonna drop. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Get the number 3. I got like 2 number 3s, but I'm gonna drop one. I'm gonna drop one. So, Midnight Marauders.
Oh man, that was gonna be in my list too. God, I forgot about
Midnight Marauders. That's the one. That's the one. The body's painted.
Yeah.
Right? The body's painted.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell y'all the story behind that, and that's why I love the fact that brothers, that you guys brought me on, because there's so many different things in life that comes together when you keep doing your dream. Yo, my man, right? When I left high school, I used to go work for a photographer, making like $10 an hour back then, just doing some filing cabinet shit. I'm in FIT, and I'm like, damn, should I drop out of the FIT thing, or like, should I continue in the industry? Because I'm like assisting, I'm doing my thing, whatever. Anyway, I stuck with the college vibes, and I still kept assisting. But that photographer, I found out, Joe Grant, is who shot the album.
Wow.
That I assisted for like 3 to 4 years. That's what I learned all the beauty photography from, with the models and all that.
Yeah.
I worked with him. I used to manage a studio for like 3 years or whatever. And he shot that album cover.
Wow.
Believe it or not. Joe Grant. You know, so that was one of my favorite, one of the, you know, like, I always loved the way they did that, but also being like a love of Garvey height, you know, Marcus Garvey vibe, you know, to see them 3 colors in there, red, green. I didn't really associate it. When the album came out, to be honest with you, I didn't really associate those colors with that. But like, it all makes sense, you know, coming together, the message, the story. So that was my 3rd one, I would say, as far as greatness is concerned.
That was a good one, Jeff.
Yeah.
It was mine too.
Yeah.
It was mine too.
Yeah.
That was yours?
That was my number 3.
Already? Oh shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I should have said a different one. I did have another one.
Nah,
I love
I had it queued up and everything.
Wow. Yeah, iconic.
Well, you know what happens is when you have like-minded individuals in the same era, you know, it's like it's kind of a chance that probably you get that. But man, that was great artwork.
That's a dope one, man.
The era of time is so much not now. Right now is a different vibe as far as even how they create the work. But man, different level of time.
Definitely, yo.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Well, maybe you could go 3A.
we on the same wavelength, yo.
Same wavelength.
So what now? Number 2, right, Ali, man?
Yeah.
Number 2?
I'm coming up with my number 2 right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Look, we up to number 2, right?
Yeah.
My number 2 was.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Yeah. Yo. First and foremost, peace to the planet. Thank y'all for taking this ride with me right quick. This journey called life is so incredible. And I'm finally starting to figure it out a little bit though. Y'all feel me, right? Check me out though. Yo. The last of a dying breed, supporting my designer needs. With the cocaine, I line rhymes like I'm buying keys. I rap about the finer things that I'm trying to see. Pay no mind to me, you won't find another nominee that can mind beats, digging crates like I'm Diamond D, and still show up in the biz just cause I'm a G. Dreamt about going pro, get out the minor leagues. Now I'm trying to get my money right so I could buy a team. Me and my conglomerates shall remain anonymous with them finest chicks who love kisses on vagina lips. How can I resist, especially when marijuana hits? Playing my persona, reminding niggas of 90s hits. From the home of the spitters, drug dealers and hitters, scammers, boosters and killers, veterans, warhead gorillas. My flow ill, a product of that Crow Hill, Crown Heights, BK Brooklyn, now you know. I'm definitely one of the illest niggas y'all just now hearing about, as weird as that sound. No worries, I ain't a rapper. I'm a brand creator who just happened to rap. So feel free to get in on the ground level. Cause if y'all think I'm a joke now, wait till I get to the penthouse. Y'all definitely gonna be like, Ali is acting funny. And I'ma be like, you goddamn right. Yo, I'm smoking on another devil till I'm up another level. May your eyes be short for oppressor, not the one you next to. Little niggas really bold when they hold that metal. Kill your own D's, press you, fold them like a pretzel. Practice handing out the years, but you think you special. In front of the judge, singing falsetto like you Aaron Neville. I'm steaming like a kettle, pushing the pedal to the metal, reaching the fools in the ghetto, leaving them jewels never settle. For an average life, I'm a savage. I'm Mike's my above average wife, maybe a Marion type. 5 on the ice, a couple carrots, really nice. If life is a gamble, I'ma roll the dice. I paid the price, procrastinating many a nights. Now it's time to strike, you were witnessing greatness tonight. My flow's ill, a product of that Crow Hill, Crown Heights, BK Brooklyn, now you know. For real, this is only the beginning too. We at the spot right now like, hey, counting them grants. The Washington's going to the strippers. Wifey getting them binges now, you know how she do. Talking about ETFs and cryptos. That's that new boss talk right now. Can't forget Calligraphy NYC on the way, for real. Rembrandt Raps is the label. You know what I mean? T5DOA podcast on deck. Don't forget to pick up that Kicking the Kids book. This is not a game, we ain't playing. Fuck maintaining. Fuck chilling. Fuck surviving, we thriving, you know what I mean? 2023. You know what I mean? Talk to him, real boss talk. Ali Oxnfree. You are now rocking with the best. For real, stay tuned. Your boy. Word up. Peace to the planet.
Rastaman Vibration by Bob Marley, yo.
Woo!
Yeah. I love this cover.
Oh boy.
This my cover, hold on. Yeah. That cover right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
But go ahead.
But yeah, you know you have to expound on that one. When you come
that's
back.
a dope cover, man.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, right, when I look at covers and I look at it as a well, that's why they always call it illustration, or artwork, right? Whether it's a photograph, it's still on the back end, it's still considered an illustration because of the designers. You know, you coming from that perspective as well.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a caricature, whether it's a drawing, whether it's a painting, whether it's a photograph, it's still an artwork or art illustration. And I wonder if that image came from a photograph of him on stage that they superimposed, because you know Miles Davis used to love to do that as well. He used to love like do his own album covers and design and all that. I wonder if that's what that came from, that particular album. It's definitely something that was, you know, worldwide to this day that's still being used. They even use it on what they call that, Easy Wider or Bob Marley raps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man. Okay. So Cal, you want me to go into mine while you doing your thing?
Yeah.
All right. So mine is it's the second studio album from Latin rock band Santana.
Oh wow.
And the name of the album was called Abraxas. Abraxas. All right.
Abraxas.
So, yeah.
And that's number 2.
That's number 2. That's my number 2. That's it's an album cover, features the 1961 painting called Annunciation by a German-French painter, Matti Carlowin. According to the artist, it was one of the first paintings he did after relocating to New York City. Carlos Santana reportedly noticed it in the magazine and asked if it could be on his cover for the upcoming band's album. So on the back of the record sleeve, the cover art is just created to Matti and is now considered a classic rock album cover. So people who are not hip to Santana, go check out the album cover for Abraxas. And the reason why I chose this is because when I was a kid, this is one of the albums that I found in the crib. My mom's had it. And the cover artwork, if you get a chance to look at it, it's a beautiful chocolate sister. It's like sitting semi-nude, like on I don't know if it's a throne, and it's like a angel with a red angel that looks like she's straddling a bongo or something. She got wings and whatnot. It's an ill album cover and whatnot. Definitely check it out. So what's your number 2, brother?
So number two, we got, I was feeling, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was feeling, because on my end, I know I said I'm coming from more of the hip hop side, but I was feeling the Fugees, man, the score.
The
number
score.
2.
I heard that. Okay.
Coming from that, I just like the way they combined the skin tone with the black background, and that was like their first album, that really resonated on my list in the communities and came out, like coming from the dark to the light, I kind of like how they shot it. I don't know if my buddy Kwaku might have shot that, but I was trying to get a little bit of details in that, but it just was a little lagging. But yeah, man, that's definitely one of my favorite top 2.
Was that number 2 or number 1?
That was number 2.
That was number 2.
Number 2. Wow. Yeah. That was almost on my list too. The Fugees.
Fugees. Not only in sound, but in also visual,
Yeah. Yeah. That's the right. Did you? That's the They was like in the shadows, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna show it to you right now. Let me see. I can pull it up. I had it on the screen actually. Hold on.
Remember that?
Let's see. Yeah, it came in the black and white. Right here. Get everybody.
Yes,
see it, right?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, we did the credits.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah.
Sick.
Classic.
Classic. Yeah.
Sick.
It looks like kind of like a movie billboard, I guess you would say.
It reminds me of the Firm joint.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what it kind of remind me of too, fellas? When you look at the graphics, because I'm big on graphics too, even if I don't really do like a lot of graphic design. I mean, I do it visually with photography, but not necessarily with like the computers. And those graphics are from Al Capone type vibe, it looks like. If you look at it carefully. Yeah, those like a rock, it's like a combination like rock and roll, like some street. But if you look at Al Capone, I think some of those words, those letters came from that movie, that movie or whatever. A lot of people use that on different levels, But I just love how graphic play a role too, like how the words, what we call it type. You guys know that, I love how type works with photographs. And to be honest with you, that's a major aspect of the success of a cover is the type you use. You can't just use any kind of font or any kind of whatever to really, to make it be a lasting memory, a timeless piece. The words, in other words, the graphic illustrator with the words, the typesetter, is just as important as the photographer as well.
Yeah.
In terms of like taking that credit and balancing everything out. It ain't just about the photograph. You know what I'm saying? I like what they be doing with my photographs, but I like when I get some dope type letters where you could kind of collaborate and do a visual based on that as well. You know? Yeah. But that's very important in the magazines, the publishing world.
Yes, it is. Yo, I wonder, do they still measure in like picas and stuff like that? Remember I had to measure typography and picas?
Yeah,
everything is digital still, now.
Yeah, but it's still, even if it's digital, they still measure in that form. They
okay.
You still use some of those same principles. Yeah, yeah, you know, that was definitely a. Hey. You remember the Pantone colors? Pantone.
Yes. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they got some new colors now. New colors and new different things. New reds. Yo, Pantone.
Ali, what you used to cut them classes, Ali? What's up? You used to cut?
I did my topography class in New York City Tech, and I hated it.
Okay.
I hated it. But they had a great photography class in Tech too.
Oh yeah.
Very good. I learned photography in Tech. I love that class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yo, my apologies again, guys. That was mad unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? I had to go. Y'all actually went with me to go get my meter changed. I appreciate you guys for hanging on with me, man. I appreciate that.
So you went digital, so now they could cut it off from the office.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
They don't gotta come to you no more. They could just press the computer.
Don't
pay a bill.
You know what I'm saying?
Cut it off. You can't run no more. Not open the door.
You can't run no more, yo.
You don't know how many times when my old apartment we used to like try to like shoot them motherfuckers away. Get out of here! Trying to cut my shit off. I told you another week.
Or give them a different number. Give them a different number. So by the time them you make your bread up in like 3 months, then they figure out the number. All right, I got my funds now to back
up. Hilarious. Yo, so what? You did your number 2, Ali?
Yeah, my number 2 again was Abraxas by Santana.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeff
it's an album cover I loved as a kid. He did.
My number 2 was the score. Yeah.
And my number 2 was Rastaman Vibration. Okay, so now we at number 1, right?
Yep.
Yeah, number 1.
Okay, Ali.
Wow. Let me see.
Wait. Before you say your number 1. Can I guess?
You're never gonna. You're never gonna guess.
Okay. Cool. All right. Good.
But
that's
all
I
if you want.
Huh?
That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. It's you're not gonna guess it, but.
Okay. Good. I'm glad now because I was hoping it wasn't a certain thing, but that's good.
Curious. Who you thought it was?
I'm not. I can't. I'm not gonna. I'm not.
Okay.
We gonna figure it out.
Okay. Well, it was I think it was created by a brother named Pedro Bell. He must have been an artist. As I'm looking it up right now, he's a brother, matter of fact, and it's this one right here. Parliament Funkadelic, One Nation Under a Groove. Can you see it?
Okay. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Very good one.
Yeah.
Very
this
good one.
like the Abraxas was an album cover that I remember seeing living with my mom's. And Parliament Funkadelic, that album cover, One Nation Under the Groove, I remember that being in my Pop's crate collection.
Yes.
I remember just staring at it because it looked like, a hand drawn that one of the homies or somebody, your uncles or whatever drew, real simple, crazy colors, but it attracted you to it. You know what I mean? So that's my number 1.
I definitely understand that because I had a couple of my list was almost gonna comprise of stuff that I remembered visually from in my youth. You feel what I'm saying? That like the Sugar Hill Gang. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yeah.
That album with the swirly shit, right? Stuff like that. But I can understand. I could relate. I could see why that would be in your mind. Was that was the red, black, and green flag they was holding up there?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Red, black, Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah.
Sick, man. That looked like a piece any one of us would have done in a black book back in the day.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we got. I mean, like, this was a hard choice, fellas. Man, I don't know. Like,
I know.
Like, I mean, now you really get to really marinate and really think about, like, damn, you know, like, what can you put? All right. So my number one. I mean, not only they were like I don't want to be biased at it. Like, they were like one of my favorite acts and artists. Like, hearing their music and like whatever. But this one here, I'm gonna give it to. It had two choices, but I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna say I really like that DMX cover. It's dark and hell is hot.
Yes,
I think that was done by Jonathan Mannion.
Yes,
and I give credit when the credit is due to talent, to artists. And just funny thing, Jonathan, I think I mentioned that to Ali. He got the same birthday as me. You know, he's been in the business and different things like that. But okay, but just relating to the album package itself, how they were able to do the bathtub and to throw the blood down.
That was on my list.
And if you ever get to really understand, well, later now the ex is dead, and we understood that even through the memorial, a lot of people were saying that dude was in a lot of pain.
Yeah,
a lot of pain.
Yeah,
and you know, he was in his own hell. He was in his own hell. He was in his own whatever heaven. He was in his own heaven as well, but he was in his own, you know, and that concept between the graphic designer, maybe the A&R that helped lay out that design, man, super dope. You know, I give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
And
no, not to cut you, Jeff, man. That album cover was on my list.
Which one? Flesh in My Flesh or Dark as Helen's Heart?
Nah, it's Dark and Hell is Hot. 98.
It's the one where he's in the bathtub and the blood is on him, right?
No, that's Flesh in My Flesh.
Yeah, that's Flesh. Yeah, that's Flesh in My Flesh.
Flesh in My Flesh is the bathtub.
One track came out of that. Okay,
yeah. And that cover, yo, I agree with you, Jeff, man. That cover stayed in my brain because I remember when it came out, and it's such a profound cover. I was like, yo, what is on this guy's mind? What's on his mind? Because it looked like Carrie. It looked like something out of Carrie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought he was like a blood or something. I thought he was an actual blood, then like again, king blood or something. You know?
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up. You can see it.
Yeah. That album cover.
Now when you look at this album cover and you see the purity in his face, at that time he probably was real young. He probably was like maybe like 22, maybe. Or something like that, maybe like 20. And what I really love about it, to be honest with you, again, looking at the overall album cover and us and the audience appreciating visuals, I like how they use the font again. I'm big on like font people use to design, and I'm big on when you create your own font. Because sometimes you can create your own font. You don't have to use what people out there are using. And like I said, again, for our audience, you know, what makes us visually from a child remember certain things graphically is not only the picture that you see, but the words that your brain reads.
Yes.
The picture will come and leave. The text will stay a certain way and marinate and combine together. So you can't have either or. You have to have both. And I would some information like advertising, design and advertising layouts and stuff like that in terms of what make people buy products. And you know, it sinks right in with, like, you know, working with amazing type and amazing, you know, and then the whole concept you have behind it. Why would make a person come out of, why didn't they use milk or like water? You know what I'm saying? But they use blood. Like, that's like that demon rock and roll type, you know? So to me, it all makes sense for a graphic perspective in terms of something, you know? Maybe another time we could do something and I could bring in some other elements in terms of some others as far as the different visuals, like a Sun Ra or different, but we'll stick with that one there for now, you know, as far as my number one. So that was a good one, man. Like I said, I had that on my list too, man. But I had to, you know, like you said, making this list was very hard.
And you know, we're going into my number one, and I find it ironic that you mentioned Jonathan Mannion, because mine is a Jonathan Mannion.
Wow. Okay.
Jay-Z, Reasonable
Let's see which
Doubt.
one is that.
Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. That's my number
Jay-Z.
one.
I feel you.
Now,
Yeah, that's the one he's in the car, right?
Huh?
The one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that one right there.
So yeah.
Yes.
I thought of that a little bit too, and that was good graphic, good visuals.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That was good.
And
Yeah.
I almost wasn't gonna do it because I know Ali knew I was gonna do it, and that's why I asked Ali first.
Nah, I didn't think he was gonna do that.
Okay.
Nah, I really didn't.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I didn't think I was gonna do that, right? But I said, you know, I'm not gonna just for deviation's sake. I'm gonna go with what I feel. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I had rated this thing as far as like, yo, in choosing artwork and stuff like that, I always say to myself, like, what is something that I wouldn't mind waking up in the morning and seeing on my wall?
All the time.
What won't bother me after a while? You feel what I'm saying? You know, something could be nice, and then after a while, you're just like, I'm sick of this shit.
Exactly.
Reasonable Doubt resonates with me. I like that. I like that visual because Jay-Z doesn't show his face.
Yeah.
So it could be anybody. It could be anybody. And us being some New York City guys, you know what I'm saying? I like that visual because, you know, in some aspects it sums up being, you know what I'm saying, a New York City guy. You know what I'm saying? That's how, you know, a classy New York City motherfucker.
But on another note, like if you remember, that's when Jay-Z was making that transition. Well, not only him, but Big was making that transition too, and Puff from that whole, because that was as a result of June Ambrose, who styled him for that. Okay. Who's still a stylist to this day. All right. So basically, at that time in the game, they were trying to transcend from like that whole baggy pants. Well, not really baggy pants.
No, I know what you're saying.
Rockefeller still did that, but they wanted to add some level of elegance to hip hop.
That's right.
Now, but that's where Ron Isley now comes in with that whole staff, because it's Puff that really started that with Biggie.
That's
when
right.
He did that Biggie shot like Palladium, and then a few years later,
that's
they
right.
was trying to elevate the game to like that whole Don Donna.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
yes.
Styling, direction,
yes,
has a role to play in that. You know, like, all right, I'm gonna be an executive, like I'm the boss type thing. You know what I'm saying? So
100%. I
played a role in that as well, from streets to the CEO offices, shit like that.
Yes.
You know?
I love that you touched on that, because you confirmed with you saying that, you confirmed conversations that me and this guy have all the time about stuff like that. Right? And I always chalk it back to, we knew why they went this direction, and it always harkens back to a story real quick that I heard that that Puffy told. Not Puffy didn't tell the story. I think it was somebody told the story. I think it's Craig Mack or Puffy, right? And how Puffy was trying to do that with Craig Mack, and Craig Mack was like, nah, like, yo, I wanna wear my baggy jeans. You feel what I'm saying? And he wouldn't budge. He wouldn't budge. And, you know, rest in peace, Craig Mack. But you feel what I'm saying? We know at some point you got to make that transition. If you want to reach a certain level of, I guess, of success. You can either decide to stay stuck in your ways and do some Redman shit, or you can try to, or you can, like, you know.
Yo, it's so true, because you know, I'll tell you another little fact about it too. If you notice, that was the prerequisite to button-ups.
Yeah.
So the funny thing about button-ups, right? Everybody's like doing the button-ups, the different color button-ups and shit. I remember I just used to come with my little jeans, you know, a little button-up. That's when I'm like asking myself, yo, what's the professional to come up with my little button-up and like jeans? So that's a standard type thing on I used to call it Saturday look. You know, you come out your little loafers, some jeans, you know, you put a button up. But then them dudes took it to another level thereafter too. But it's all part of the equation of visual, how we feed, and what we feed to our audiences, how and what we feed to our masses, how and what we feed. Because I know for a fact, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, when I worked with Biggie and them on that, when his first album went platinum, and if you notice after, I think there was another album cover he did where they used the same suit effect, but while he was living, that came from a direct result of that staff Ron Isley used to have. That staff and always dressing in that suit and you know, that Mr. You know, and that swag. So they wanted to bring swag into hip hop.
Yes.
That's what they were really trying to really do.
Yes.
You know, take it up a notch and not necessarily, you know, be on Tim's all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
come on, man. The ladies don't want to see that shit all the time.
Nah, you gotta switch it up a little bit, you know. But there's always a reasoning behind the visuals we see.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, brother.
And I'll tell you another thing too. It's like me being on the back end of it.
Yes.
Like being part of the creator. Yes. Sometimes shit go on that you guys never see.
I'm pretty sure.
I can only imagine.
Yo, sometimes if you have like 5, 7 covers, 8 covers laid out.
Wow.
One will make it because of politics. The air out like this one, the agreement. By the time it comes down to what, it might take a whole year. I done seen shit take a whole year to actually hit the sound, the what do you call it? The newsstand or the actual platform where you could actually buy it, the stand.
Yeah.
A whole year after the artwork was created. People probably done forgot about certain sounds and all that. And then now the artwork coming out.
Wow.
You know? So, you know, for the audience, just to let you know, coming from the back end of creating these visuals, that iconic visuals that people do, it start with, you know, a lot of it start with the dream. A lot of it sometimes, you know, it comes with you having that vision and you pitch to them. Sometimes you pitch the vision, they buy into it. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they come with a vision. They come with a vision and you just now have to come and help them execute that vision as a visual creator. So, so that start with DMX, right? It might have been like maybe Jonathan came, he was like, yo, maybe X came and was like, you know what, man, I want to do something with blood, man. I want to do something with blood, like that blood, you know? Now Jonathan, knowing Jonathan, maybe his background, he's like, okay, you know, I got an idea. Maybe we should do the blood in the bathtub, you rising up, you know, or maybe they had some other samples, other options that we never saw, you know?
Right.
But it's what we see is what we remember. That's associated, you know, with the time. And you know, or even including the Jay-Z, because I know for a fact, you know, they was moving on up to a, you know, being like that, taking charge, being CEO, being your own boss type thing. That's what that represented right there.
Yes,
you know?
100%.
You want to be the boss, you be your own boss.
There you go. They went back to the drawing board from when he was with Original Flavor and doing all that real hip hop shit.
You know it, 8th Street, can I get open? You know it, hey y'all, can I get open? You know it, you wanna fly style? Jay's about to show it.
You feel what I'm saying? And they're like, man, this ain't gonna work. So they went back to the lab and this was the end result. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm so glad. I love that you confirming a lot of this stuff here that we was speculating. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to hear from someone who's actually on the inside to confirm, you know what I'm saying, them things that we were speculating, man. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you, brother.
I love hearing it straight from the horse's mouth. You feel what I'm saying? Now I can say, I told you so, Ali. I told you, Ali.
Yeah, it's because for some reason I was in disagreement with you.
I know, I'm playing. I'm messing around. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? That goes to show the power of visuals, man. You feel what I'm saying? That shows the power of visuals. That a lot of people sometimes they don't even notice it. But I think when they don't notice it, That's how you know you're doing a good job.
Amazing.
Oh.
Okay, look, he's here.
All right.
Oh,
Yes.
and he looks
Yes.
normal. Oh,
What?
it's kinda
Oh,
clear.
this is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was the one. This was the one.
Might
You
have
can
to
hear us,
hire
right?
you to do the editing on this episode, buddy, because this is crazy.
Sorry about that, man. Sorry
It's
about
all
that.
good,
Yeah, like
man.
you
It's all
least-
good.
you least
It's
expect.
all good.
You have the meter man coming.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
But we made it
I'm
through
like,
though. That's all that matters.
We made it through. We made it through,
Yeah.
man.
Made it
My lady
through,
trying
man.
to
We made
tiptoe around
you know,
and get her
I
stuff.
made
I'm
it.
like, go ahead.
I would have hated for in the middle of the main conversation, the shit is like shutting down. I'm like,
Yeah,
man. Because you know when it's real, when the words come out, you can't re-say it the same way. So it's
Yeah.
good once and say it and keep it, you know, keep it
Yo, that's the
authentic.
FBI, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
he's
FBI.
trying-
They trying to translate.
Yeah.
You
You're
know
always
what I'm saying? It's too
watching.
real.
Always watching. You know,
Yeah.
you're
Yo.
always watching. That's it. There ain't
Yeah.
nothing
Hey,
free,
man.
man.
But we
know it
appreciate
will,
the
man.
hell out of you.
Yes,
we were
sir.
talking when
Nah,
the
man, I
transmission was
appreciate-
choppy. And
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you, brothers, man. I mean, listen, you know, it's funny. I had hit Ali up a few months ago because, you know, I'm paying attention to what y'all doing, whatever, because everything takes a start. And,
Yeah,
and the two of you got a good, y'all work together, good character, good energy, like
Yeah.
for future. And like,
Mhm.
I was like, sure,
Mhm.
you guys as well. I was like, you know what, let me reach out and see. And
Yeah.
get about or whatever.
Yeah,
Work,
man.
Keep the work, everything, you know, and stay on your path. Just stay doing what you love. You know, keep it going, man. Because we audience and perspective can't just be like one, you know, whatever perspective. We just need, you know, alternate perspective on things. And I'm telling you what we just marinated on here, I feel will be good for people to respond and vibe and you know, depending on what audience, for the old heads and the young heads. Because the young heads need us too.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They're in their own world, they do their thing, but at the same time, they need, you know, a confirmation on different levels, as you know, it goes back and forth. And that's what I'm doing and loving what I do, because right now what I like creativity, I try to get with like one of the art directors. You know, that's been my mission the last like 3 to 5 years. So not only work with talent that's in your age frame, because some of these people sometimes they do other things, but like try to make your work penetrate to people that's after you as well.
Yeah.
So they seen a little bit of the legacy in what you've got. They want to learn from you, but I'm learning from them. I want to learn from them too. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to connect, keeps longevity. And also when you go into those schools and you like teach younger minds and stuff, yo, dude, fellas, you'll be surprised what that brings to your work as a youthful person, as a person, like to see younger minds, like free spirit, doing different things. I'll tell you what keeps you young, keeps me young at least, you know. Well, you know, I had 3 daughters, so the last one is 16, so that was a level of being young as well. But just the fact of like giving back to our communities, and seeing like them young minds, like trying to connect, you know, not trying to be like them, you know, trying to, you know, be like nobody, but at the same time, you know, you gotta like pretty much like relate to them the same way they relate to us. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
in terms of what we have, what made us do what we do, keep on going. Because right now a lot of the younger people don't got no patience. They want it now.
I know.
You know? It's not about now. You got to pay your dues. Nobody want to pay dues no more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real. So you know, I hope that all that could be packaged in there somehow. You know, even if you could cut out some things or whatever, but the words, you know, that we can meet and then grow our audience. You know, get some more people who knows. Maybe by this time next year, you have like Moet Sean Don, this sponsor.
Oh, hell yeah, that'd be beautiful. I actually like
Fat
Viva
Joe got
Clico.
Ciroc on there.
Yeah, I'm on the Viva Clico. Who got
Hey,
that
man,
sponsor?
you got to think, man. We got to. Hey, listen.
That's the
want,
goal.
You
Clico.
want connect from Clico.
Yeah.
That's how we look at it. You want connect, and I'm telling you, in our vibe, if we just like somehow we know somebody that knows somebody that could probably make it happen.
Yeah.
You just got to keep on doing. I love the graphics you guys are doing, like how you doing your logo and all that. I think it's good. It's just a matter of continuously feeding it, and it will go. It'll reach to where it needs to be reached.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely consistency is the key. You know what I'm saying?
And we can start now. Hey,
look at this guy. This guy.
I'm an actual.
What you said?
I purchased food, Clico. So if y'all want to do a sponsorship, hit me up at Top 5 Dead or Alive Podcast at gmail.com. All right,
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, peace. That's what I'm talking about.
He's on it.
You know, you gotta, that what you just did there brought me back to some real shows. Where they used to keep it real, like in living color and shit like that. You know, some real. Talking about that, fellas. I'm gonna share this one little story with y'all before I gotta bounce out. But you know, I had got to work with Paul Mooney.
Wow.
Right? So Paul Mooney, Paul Mooney's a crazy motherfucker too. But Paul Mooney used to write. He write in living color, and he used to write Sanford and Son.
Wow.
Son. Where we used to be growing up. Paul Mooney used to be writing the script for the other one, Richard Pryor.
The Richard Pryor show.
As simple as you see him there.
Yeah.
That dude come like from far and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Like I've been blessed. I tell you again, I'm thankful. I've been blessed to have followed my passion, followed my dream, and to be here with you guys again to share this.
Hey,
and
we super proud of you, man.
I've been going through.
Super proud of you.
Hard work, man.
Yes, sir.
Hard work, brother. You know, the journey continues. You know.
Yes.
I pray and ask God. You know, when I used to talk to my grandmother. My grandfather lived to like 98, and he was still having youths at like 82. So my uncles, I got uncles like 32 and shit like that, right? That was one thing.
Yeah.
And my grandmother lived to like 94, and I used to, when I used to reason with them, I used to always like tell them, if there's one thing y'all can leave behind, just leave me back a few years. Can you imagine if I lived to 94, my brother?
Wow.
All of us here, we know our age here right now. That's like another lifetime. That's another 40 years. Can you imagine what we can do in another 40 years out here?
Yeah.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Change lives, affect lives, you know? So, like on the positive level, that's how I'll be like looking at it. Like, you know, there's a lot more I have to do. There's a lot. And the next thing too, when you go into your game young, like straight from high school, what happens is you end up absorbing a lot young with a lot of, so sometimes I was working with I was like 21 working with cats 31. When I was like, 25 working with cats 40, a lot of the information have been absorbed within me that I haven't able to release yet, 100% yet.
Wow.
Understand? Because daily you release what, 20% of the brain, 15%.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? As we on here, for the record, you know, I tell you, man, there's a lot more to do. A lot more I want to contribute. A lot more I want to give back to my community.
Yeah, the work ain't done, brother.
Minds. Yeah, you know,
the work ain't done, but work ain't done.
The work ain't done, my brother.
Like
you know?
I told Ali, we super proud of you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother.
Keep making strides. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You know, I really, on behalf of the community, you know, we all thank you for what you bring to the table, my brother. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, what you do is not no overnight thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like this is stuff you've been well versed throughout the years for it. So to a lot of people, you make it seem easy. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's a lot of discipline and skill and talent put behind it, man. We definitely recognize that, and we thank you for that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, thank you. And everybody, make sure you pay your dues. You know, like you gotta put that cooking in that food and that water, because you know like that overnight success with Instagram and all that. You know, that 100,000 hits. I want $100,000. You know, if everybody, I want that $1 person. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Like you know, or even the fact of like, yes, we could, you know, with that the social media. I'm not knocking nothing, and we all need everything, you know. But at the end of the day, all I tell people, like, folks, you know, give back, pay your dues, and don't expect nothing overnight. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it takes. It might take a 15-year journey, you know, because what you would know in 5 years, you wouldn't have known if you didn't give it 5 years. You wouldn't have given. You wouldn't have known. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it sometimes 10 years, because then it makes sense. The connectivity, you wouldn't have known if you just gave it one. Like a lot of our colleagues, you know, they give something 2 years and you're making no bread. I gotta move on. Nah, we gotta allow our people to give time to things so you can marinate and so they can find out what's in it for them and not just what is it to make a fast paper or just to pay a bill. Nah, you know. So thanks again, brothers. I thank you for your time. Everything in this platform.
Hey, yo, Jeff, give them your information where they can find you, social media information, contact information,
so
whatever you want to promote.
I'm easy to find. You could just go to my website. It's my name, www.jeffreygamble. So it's jeffreygamble.com. All right. And the IG is the same thing. So IG is J Gamble, GAMBLE _NYC. And that's my New York that's my IG page. You can get up on there. And then from IG, you can get to the website as well, because I have everything linked to a degree and looking to expand. And I got on IG late, man. I got on IG late. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to bring up them numbers, but like I said, I want them figures from there. I don't want them numbers. I want every like to turn into $1.
There you go. There you go.
Every like to turn to $1. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, fellas.
You too, my brother, man.
All right, man.
People have now
thank you again, man. And
rocking with the best. Ali, do your outro, man.
Of course, it's gonna be edited. All right, man. Yo. This is Top 5 Dead or Alive podcast. You now been rocking with the best. I'm your boy Ali Oxnfree, along with the brother name
CALLYROC, Mr. CALLYROC NYC. You know what I'm saying? Again, we have been blessed with our guest, Mr. Jeffrey Gamble. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Look out for his work out there. You know what I'm saying? This guy's very talented. I even want to say photographer, because he goes even beyond that. This guy's a visualist. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to check for this man right here. It's been a pleasure talking to you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see you looking well. You know what I'm saying? Everybody healthy. And thanks for coming on board with us, man.
Thanks a lot, brother. Thank you a lot. Stay safe, everyone. All right, brothers. Take care.
All right.
Okay.
Peace.
All right. Peace out. All right. Hold the fort. Hold that fort. Hold that fort. All right. All right.
That's right, y'all. You are now rocking with the best. This is the Top 5 Dead or Alive podcast with Ali Oxnfree and CALLYROC.